Hey, this is Christian. So, tried recording a video. Fortunately, my audio was off. Kind of funny. Problem I haven't run into yet. So, I looked into this problem so we can get through it quickly, and this one seems to be relatively easy. It's called Bon Appetit. So, essentially, Anna and Brian are going to split the bill. We're only looking at Bill's portion. In this situation, they said Anna's not going to pay for whatever she's allergic to. So they give you the index. This is the total cost of Bill's meal. So 2, 4, and 6. So I don't know, drink, appetizer, entree, drink, entree, dessert, something like that. And Anna is not gonna eat one of these, so it's gonna give the index of the item she's not gonna pay for, and then you have to calculate the amount she's gonna contribute to Bill. So in this case, it'd be 4 and 6, so that's 10. Well, sorry, in the example I gave. Yeah, she's not gonna eat number 6, so 4 and 2, divide by 2, 3. Pretty simple. And then Brian calculates it, and I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe he's trying to get Anna to pay for more than she bargained for, which is why we're here. B is the amount Bill charges Anna. So if it's wrong, we gotta return how much Anna actually owns Bill, and then if it's good, we print Bon Appetit. Okay, pretty easy. So we just have a variable for the amount Anna is going to pay. Check difference of B. Did I delete it by accident? I think I did. Let's reset the code. I did. Oops. Alright. Var int for amount Anna has to pay compare to B and return difference if it's wrong. Yeah, that's it. So I don't think we even need a loop for this one. So we'll create our variable. Split bill. Split cost of bills. Split cost of check, I guess. We'll start at 0. And then we'll make, what's the best way to do this? I guess we could just make an if-else statement. B, it's just a case statement, I guess. B equals 0. This is gonna be bill.get of 1 plus bill.get of 2. I think an easier way to do this is to do a for loop. the bill dot size. Oops, I plus plus. If I equals to B, I'm sorry, K, we'll continue, and then split cost check plus equals bill.getI. So simple. That way we don't have redundant cases. It's just straightforward. If B doesn't equal if it doesn't equal that, is it always going to be less than that? That's the question. Okay, it's always going to be less than N. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be less than the bill at I. Wait, N minus 1. Okay, so I'm guessing we can print negative numbers in this case. So I'm just going to do refund amount zero, refund amount equals B minus that. There we go. Another if statement? Gosh. Actually, here in that statement. How about that? That's better. Yeah. Then we return. If we get out here, we'll return. Ooh, it's supposed to print it, huh? Else, we'll print that. Boom. And boom. I hope I spelled that right. Where's it written? Bone, double P. Oops. Alright, so that should do it. So let's see. So we'll separate this into another method. Yeah, because this is doing two things. It's calculating it also. So we'll name it static int calculate split. What do you call it? Split. Check split. calculate. Calculate split check. And then we'll enter the integer list. And then we'll just cut this in here. Yeah, we'll pass k through here also. And we'll copy that. And then here we'll return it. Split cost of check. We'll call it split amount. That's a little bit easier to understand, split amount. We'll change it up here too. We'll put split amount actual. There we go. Now we're getting more clear. Yeah, we'll call it like that. And we gotta return it too. What do you call it? Charged. We'll call B that. So instead of B, we'll do this. Oh, actual amount is charged. Okay. In split amount, we'll call this. Yeah, we'll call this split amount. Also, calculate split amount. Equals, I'm sorry, go bill, and then K. Okay, refund is 0. Compare these. We get the actual refund amount. We just do it out here actually. We don't need it out there. Confused. Okay, let's see if this is clear. Appetit, okay. Split amount actual equals to calculate split amount. So this should actually be called check if bill is evenly split, right? Down here we gotta change it. Okay. So we get that. The split amount actual. What if we call it actual split amount? I like that better. If B doesn't equal the actual split amount. Hold up. Do it over here as well. Split amount. Actual split amount. Okay. Refund amount. Split amount charged. I get rid of these B's. Calculate split amount, return. Okay. This looks pretty clean. Variables are named well. Check if bill is evenly split. We have the integer for the bill, int k. That's the one she doesn't want to pay for. Split amount charged. So the actual split amount, we call this method the calculate split amount. Pass the bill and k. So we're assuming this calculates the amount that is charged, excluding that specific value of k. Then we check if the split amount charged isn't equal to the actual split amount. Something's wrong, so we have our formula that we follow, the actual minus the charged. Charge split amount. I like that better. So this occurs twice here. Okay. Looking nice. Okay, so let's run it, see what happens. Well, the code looks good, but not getting the right answer. So this one. So 1 isn't going to be included, so it should be 12 plus 9, 21 divided by 2. So he's charging 12. That's not right. Hold up. 12 plus 9, 21. Divided by 2 should be 10. That's right. That's wrong. Wait. Or it's supposed to be in X4. So B is the last one, right? Oops. Yeah, B is last, and B should be Bill's bill, or Bill's estimate, right? B, the amount of money that Anna contributed to the bill. Okay. So that's how much she gave Bill. Okay. That's the index of what she doesn't need. Okay. Okay. So let's see. So our best bet here is going to be, I think the way we're charging it is coming out wrong. So let's find out. The good news is we got it first try to compile. compile. That's a win for me. Always have those syntax errors, and the video you guys missed. Oh man, it was a mess. I really wish the audio worked. Let's see. So we go 3, 5, 14, and then 2. That's what we return. Wait. Okay, yeah. 3, 5, 14. So it goes 3, skips 1, 5, 14. So it's giving that one for some reason. So, what are we passing there? Calculate split amount. Bill and K. That looks fine to me. If I equals K, continue. So I starts at 0, and then it goes to 1. K is the index, correct? So K can be 0. Okay, good. So if we do it like that, then at index 1 is the one she doesn't want to eat. Oh. All right. 3, 5, 14. Yeah. 10, 12. Yeah. So it's got to be the first one. So it's 5, 14. Divided by 2 is 7. So 7 minus 12 is 5. Okay. Okay. So theoretically this should work, but how about this? Copy it on both. We'll add an A. Put a space. I accidentally pasted instead of copying. Or sorry, the other way around. Okay. So this will give us an idea of where we're messing up. So it's 0, and it adds the 3. Then it's 3, and then it skips to 10. Okay. We get 5 and 5. That's good. Wait. 3, 3, 3, 5. Yeah. 5, 14. So 14 divided by 2. Yeah. So our final answer should be 12, right? Our final answer is 2. Ew. We're supposed to be getting 5, so something's wrong here. Because we're getting the right number. Oh, we gotta divide by 2, bro. Yeah. Okay. So we'll do total bill first. And then we'll add this to total bill. And then we'll make an integer called actual split amount, which is going to equal to the total bill divided by 2. And that should work perfectly. So now since we changed the names, fortunately our total bill is throwing off our test cases. Okay. Getting -5, okay. Wait, because actual minus charge minus 7. B actual is 7, because B actual minus the B charged minus 7. We print Bon Appetit on a new line. Actual. I'm gonna have to use math.abs. I might. Where is it? So let's look at the absolute value of the amount charged. It's still strange though. Then it shows the rest with Brian. The total cost of the shared items is 3 plus 2 plus 9, 14. Yeah. B actual is 7. Yeah. But because B actual equals B charged equals 7. Okay, it's equals. I thought this was a minus. I don't know if you guys can tell, like, this is kind of gray. I don't know why they write it like that. So B actual equals B charged equals 7. Print the amount and was overcharged. B charged minus B actual equals 12 minus 7, which equals 5. So the B charged goes first. What did I do? Oh my gosh. I just did it backwards. Okay, let's run it. Looks good to me. Alright. So let's do this. We'll take out these test cases, and this should give us the final answer. Run it. Boom. And boom. Nice and easy. I've been implementing what I learned in clean code. So it actually turned out really, really well. I want to go back and show you guys the last program I did. It was a little bit more complex. It was this one. This is the one I did and the audio didn't record, but I want to show you guys my solution. I wish it had like a history so I can show you all of my previous submissions, but so originally I had everything in one method. Okay, so what happens in this problem is a bird, they give you an array and each bird is set to an ID. It's between 1 and 5, okay? So this is the first bird, second bird, third bird, fourth bird, and they're all flying by, and you're supposed to count the number of occurrences of each bird. So bird number 1 was seen twice, bird number 2 is twice, and then bird number 3 is once. Okay, and then you're supposed to return the bird that was most frequently seen, but you want it to be of the lowest ID. So 1 was seen twice, and then 2 was seen twice, and 3 was seen once. So 1 and 2 are competing, but since 1 is a lower ID number, then we'll return 1. So I wrote everything in one giant method, and I renamed everything. Let's see, most frequent migratory birds. Okay, so they give us a list of integers, which is each of the birds' IDs. And then I initialize another list where I will count the frequency of each bird. So bird with ID 1 is going to be at index 0, and so on and so forth. So each time I see bird number 1, index 0 will increment by 1. So we initialize the bird frequencies to 0, and then we pass the frequency of birds, which is initialized here. Frequency of bird. Okay, and then we iterate through all the birds, the number of occurrences of birds. We compare the current bird ID. We get the current ID, we pass it to update bird frequency list. which is where we're counting the number of occurrences of birds. So this is the initializer. Pretty straightforward. Since the ID can only be 1 through 5, we stop at 5. And then we update bird frequency list. We find the bird's ID, which is the bird ID minus 1. That's the index. Since bird ID 1 is stored at index 0. Okay, so then we'll get the bird's ID minus 1, and then we'll get the value of that bird's ID, and then we'll add by 1. So that's our incrementer. I'm not sure plus plus will work, but I was having problems with it initially, so I just left it like that instead. Okay, so then we'll return the ID of the most frequently seen bird, and then we'll go by the frequency of the bird. So what that one does is it compares each bird's frequency to each other. So it'll iterate through, and if it finds out that this value, the greatest bird frequency up until that point, is greater or is less than the current bird's frequency, then we'll update the index, which is the ID of the most frequently seen bird, and then we'll update the greatest bird occurrences. Okay, and then we'll return the ID of the most frequently seen bird. And we'll add 1 to it since the index is 1 less than the ID. So that was pretty easy to explain. I wanted to kind of test my ability to read through my code and see how meaningful my variable names were. Because if it was just named R, for whatever reason, I didn't end up changing the name of, where's the array? Of this array, which I should have. What am I naming it? Frequency of bird. So if I had left them with those names, it would have been very difficult for me to explain that to you. Even though I just did it, I kind of forget about it right away after I'm done. Okay. So giving them meaningful names and meaningful method names is actually, I'm coming to see it's very, very important. Previously, I would come back to my code after not working on it for less than a day. You know, I could be programming something at night, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to stop here, I'm going to go to bed, and then I'll get back on it tomorrow. And then I'd come back to my code, and I'd spend the first half hour, you know, going back, remembering what I did. Don't even get me started if there was a day or two between me working on a project. I spent hours going through my code trying to figure out what I was doing, what I was thinking, what this loop is for, because all my variables had terrible names. It was like integer of A, method get B. Well, I guess get B is pretty clear. It's like method B zone. Like, what does that mean? It means nothing. So if I can't even read my own code after a day of not seeing it, that means that someone else who has never seen it, doesn't know how I program, will spend hours, maybe days, trying to figure out what I'm doing. So getting this practice in for these problems is very important. The reason I wanted this footage, I really wish I had it, is because when I was going through this method, it's a little bit more complex, it has a little bit more steps, and it took me a while to get it working. I kept changing the variable names, and then it's a little bit harder to do it here versus Eclipse, because Eclipse has like it helps you fill in your variable names. So I was forgetting to change other ones. You know, I would change the name here, and I would forget to change this one, and I would change this one, and there's just a bunch of different variable names, so it wasn't compiling. And I finally got it to work, and it was all in this first initial method that HackerRank wrote out for me. And I wanted to just end the video there and be like, alright guys, we got this working. And I was gonna completely ignore the fact that I wanted to practice using clean code. And the whole time I was rewriting it, kind of separating out the methods so that each of them just did one thing, I was thinking to myself, man, I should have ended the video. And when I got to the point where I separated the initialization of this array, right? And I would do that, and I was thinking, man, I should just end this video. And then I just ignored myself. I went on to the next part, found something else that could be separated into another method, and then I did that one. And I grinded through, and looking back on this, I'm really glad I did, because if I had left it the way it was, it'd be a lot harder for me to go back and explain it. So that is it for today. This week, or this Saturday's video, I'll be announcing some changes, some different things I'm going to be trying out. So see you next time.